Maddy, Westbeld, thanks for coming to lunch with me today. I know who your favorite former player is of all time in Notre Dame basketball.
Oh, of course.
Me?
Oh.
Oh, no, it's not me?
Oh. Well,
it's not your sister.
I was going to say, I was going to say Catherine, but you might be a close second. You could be a close second, for sure.
Uzun looks up, sees it. Both head coaches up directing traffic. Uzun splits the D. Maddy Westbeld trying to answer back and does at the buzzer for Maddy.
Excellent poise, and this is why Jeff Pagliacca went and got Sev Uzun. It's a great job of staying poised and calm under pressure. Penetrating kick, finding the shooter for the three.
For real, you in the presence of a queen, you supposed to kneel.
She's got it tonight, folks.
Don't make me leave you tripping like you broke a heel. She was
You're just about to hear crickets. Not too much. Not too much. Especially warming up for a game, I'll be locked in. I'm just locked in.
Putting the mic on the rookie. We are mic'd up, brought to you by Magellan Corporation, proud sponsor of the Chicago Sky. Maddy Westbeld, you pour in a career-high 9 points. What's your reward? We get to mic you up in the pregame.
I like it. I like it a lot. Mic'd up. Her former head coach is sitting courtside. So I hope she doesn't say anything inappropriate.
that probably won't make the mic'd up segment. If
the Angels are here.
Welcome to the WNBA on CBS Sports, presented by AT&T. It's the Chicago Sky on the road taking on the Connecticut Sun. And with that, we say good afternoon and happy Father's Day. Jordan Kent alongside Isis Young. Hailey Van Lith checks in for Chicago. For Connecticut, Kariata Diaby into the game. Atkins to the corner. Van Lith sets her feet, rattles in. Reese, the drive, kicks it out. Van Lith thought about it. 10 to shoot. Van Lith running. Short. Gets her own miss. Onyenwere muscling into the paint. Strong tank. Second all-time in the W in scoring in her 14th season. Still with plenty of vigor, as I like to say, after chatting with her.
Plenty.
Van Lith, the left-handed drive. Hailey Van Lith showing out.
To assert herself from the point guard position. Finds a little space in the lane. Gets the lefty finished.
She had 11 points in the third quarter. Here's Van Lith again, right down the paint. The floater trickles in. Hailey Van Lith now with a dozen. 11-point lead for Chicago on the road. The bench is doing all the work. You're watching the WNBA on CBS Sports. Van Lith, again, that crossover just gets her so wide open off the dribble. 5 seconds left to shoot. Reese, Van Lith, the rookie. Oh! The youngster from Wenatchee has been the apple of Chicago's eye here in this game.
Can you take care of the basketball? Can you get the ball in bounds? Also, in Commissioner's Cup, you care about point differential. So Connecticut Sun is going to play to the very end.
Van Lith hits another tough one.
Rebecca Allen. Williams going to the hoop, gets up a shot, gets her own rebound.
Westbeld, another try, turn around, and a bucket for Maddy Westbeld. She's got 9 points off the bench. And as you said, Lee, important for the development in a game like this to just get some free reign. Just know you're going to play extended time.
Multiple Sixth Player of the Year awards from 2009 to 2011 before she became a starter. Then, of course, the years with Connecticut. Brief stint with Indiana, now back in the Phoenix uniform. The fadeaway sister-on-sister action there. So Maddy wins a little bragging rights for Thanksgiving dinner that time.
I like it when Maddy Westbeld is aggressive. I like it when she's not waiting for the game to come to her.
Maddy with the advantage in the matchup. What do you see here? First sisters in Notre Dame history to each score 1,000 points. Kat Westbeld, a rookie this year, signed in training camp by the Mercury this season, made the team. And then Maddy Westbeld, same story, made the team this year with the Sky. She's the younger sister. And they look just alike when they walk out for warm-ups. I saw Kat walked out for warm-up second. Yeah.
Strong. As strong as an Alyssa Thomas drive to the basket. But what I love is that they're both rookies.
Yep.
They're rookies. They're about 7 years apart in age. And I just think it's incredible for this family, for the entire Westbeld family to experience this. Their rookie seasons together and what they're going through and comparing notes. I know I saw her mom and she had the split, the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Half of it's Chicago, half of it is Mercury.
Here's Maddy again. You like when she's aggressive, and we're seeing her develop right in front of our eyes. And now drawing the matchup of Dewana Bonner. How about this? Hit the three, then guard one of the best players in this league. Uzun looks up, sees it. Both head coaches up directing traffic. Uzun splits the D. Maddy Westbeld trying to answer back and does at the buzzer for Maddy.
Excellent poise, and this is why Jeff Pagliacca went and got Sev Uzun. It's a great job of staying poised and calm under pressure. Penetrating kick, finding the shooter for the three.
Special day in the Westbeld family as sisters Kat and Maddy's teams battle it out tonight.
There have been a lot of sister combinations, but this one is just so special. They had to really battle to make their respective clubs, and when the good news came from Chicago and the Mercury that yes, indeed, the Westbeld sisters were on the roster, that's a lot of celebrating.
Gratitude. Of course, that's the first feeling. When I think of me and my sister and, you know, our name twice in the league, I think immediately I just think back to our village. You know, it's a village of support and of love. Our entire childhood, both of us, we never had to worry about that. We never had to worry about the security, never had to worry about love. And when you have those things, then that's the privilege that allows us to really chase our dreams and really chase our curiosity.
Westbeld with a three-pointer.
It's a good-looking rookie. She's got a high IQ. She can stretch the D. She's got a high upside, in my opinion.
And there's Westbeld with her versatility on display. Another one of those WNBA rookies.
My mom was always saying, like, you're going to be best friends one day. You might as well start now. It's like 25 years in between my older sister to my little brother. But we're all so close, and I think that's just how tight-knit my parents raised us. She has been my best friend my entire adulthood. We keep going back to divine timing. That's the only word that describes it, or phrase. To be able to be a rookie with her at the same time, like, it's just unbelievable how that all worked out. She's been my best friend for so long, but we've been 6 years apart. I don't doubt, you know, the journey at all. It all was meant to be exactly how it is this year. She would pick me up and we would go to work out 3 times a day in the summer. I would come home from college, she would come home from overseas. Now, summertime was our time to just have so much fun. And that's some of my favorite memories with her, is just having somebody to match my energy when we work out. There's no duo in the world that works as hard as us two. And it's just so much fun to have somebody like that right by your side. I just remember she was in high school and like right before college, and she still was like, you know, sleeping into the last possible second and just, you know, taking her time, no sense of urgency. And I just remember having one conversation with her. And I'm just like, Maddy, like at some point you got to grow up. Like, I'm not going to be here to come in and wake you up every day. Like, you know, it's got to be you. I'm not going to be there all the time. So we always kind of joke about that moment because, you know, she really has. Like, she has matured and grown into her own, like, so much. And she's such a just incredible young woman now. And I'm just so proud of all those special moments that we had and to see where she's at now.
It's fun to see the sisters going at it as well as Maddy Westbeld is on the other side for Chicago.
Great to finally be on the court with Catherine. I would agree with that. Basketball brings me so much joy, and then to be able to do it with my sister, it literally just meant the world to be able to contest her shots. Just a dream come true for both of us, and to be able to do it at the same time, together here, family all around, it's just a really special moment for us, but just grateful. Yeah, definitely.
So Maddy, hitting the half-court shot, beating Ariel. Is that what you've been doing all camp?
You know what? I think it was a lucky shot. It was my first in a while. I haven't played a game in a while, so it was a lucky shot, but I'll take it.
That's right. So, I mean, speaking about that, I mean, you at your time in Notre Dame, obviously you put up big-time numbers, but you dealt with some adversity. Can you talk to me just about just how you kind of overcame some of those things last season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming back, you know, it's always tough having surgery, coming back mid-season. So being able to handle that, coming back, just really embracing my teammates, embracing that journey in itself. You know, I've never been out before, so being able to be the best teammate that I can off the court, and then also, you know, be the leader that my team needs me to be on the court, and then allowing that to translate to here. So I'm blessed and I'm excited.
And then just one last one for you. You and Will, how's that interaction going?
For sure. She's really taken me under her wing. I really appreciate just the mentorship that she's shown toward me. I'm always texting her, asking her questions, you know, what time we're leaving, all of this, you know, rookie questions. But no, she's amazing. She's a great role model, great leader to have on my team, and I'm blessed to have her and as well as all of the other vets that we have on the team. I think I'm biased, but it's second to none.
That's what's up, man. Good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here. And welcome to Ace's Angels, y'all. Welcome back on into the channel, everybody, man. And let's talk some Chicago Sky here, man. Let's talk some Chicago Sky, man. It's been a little minute since I spoke on the Sky. I think since that Hailey Van Lith game back in June. I think that's the last time I made a Sky video on this channel, man. There's just so much to talk about in the WNBA right now, man. But something I really wanted to talk about since yesterday's game was this game. Not the game, but like Maddy Westbeld. I want to talk about Maddy Westbeld, man. Sky fans, if you're watching this video, or you don't even got to be a Sky fan, but for those of y'all that's been watching closely, do you agree with me? Well, if I told you right now, do you agree with me that Maddy Westbeld may have surpassed Hailey Van Lith at this point of the season? And if I told you that, are you surprised when I say something like that? Or how things have developed in that situation? Because honestly, Maddy has gotten more minutes since about, I want to say since the Atlanta game back in mid-July, right before the All-Star break. And Hailey has been struggling for the most part. I don't think Hailey's been a bad rookie, but I think Hailey has been, you know, struggling a little bit. Now she has been injured as well, which isn't fair for her to really judge either one of them individually. But I think it's an interesting discussion to have right now because I'm really like impressed with Maddy right now. I've really started to become really impressed with Maddy's development lately. I really think that it's something we really need to. I think it's something that we really need to just have a discussion about. I think it's something that we really need to have a discussion about because I really think that between the two rookies, I think Maddy's striving a little. I think she's striving a little better. I think she's striving a little better. Now, I'm not saying in no way when it's all said and done, Maddy's going to end up being a better player than either one of them. I'm not saying that. I still got high hopes for Hailey taking off in this league. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, I might have to give it to Maddy, man, as far as her being a better rookie right now. Now, I'm probably not going to pull up these stats on the screen, but I'm going to kind of go by some of these stats that I've been seeing for both her players. With Maddy, if I go back all the way to, let's go all the way back to, as a matter of fact, let's go back to this Washington game from July the 8th. Okay. She had 12 minutes in that game. That's why I'm going back to that game. Because she had at least more than 10 minutes. Because I hate judging players when they don't have at least 10 to 15 minutes in the game. At least 10 to 15. You know, now you can still judge players under 10 minutes. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like players are more rhythm when they have about 10 to 15 minutes in the game. At least a little more. I still don't even think that's enough. So, like for some players, I still don't think that's enough. But for Maddy this season as a rookie, I think that's enough for her. I think that's enough for her to kind of judge what she's been doing. Same thing with Hailey. Now they both have not had the amount of minutes, especially in that first half of the season, that you can really judge them on. Now, Hailey obviously a lot more minutes than Maddy. Maddy really couldn't get on the court at one point. Like, it was really bad with Maddy. She couldn't get on the court. The only time you really saw her was garbage time or when someone got hurt. I mean, it's still kind of the same situation right now where if someone gets hurt, then she's probably on the floor. But it was really bad then. Now, at least Maddy has had some games. She's had about 4 games where she's had 20-plus minutes in the game since the Atlanta Dream game. But let me go off these stats, so that y'all don't got to pull them up. So, the only bad thing about this, I don't have a plus minus in looking at it this way. I don't have a plus minus in front of me. So, I'm not going to be able to do plus minus. Not that it matters because the Sky, they be getting their ass whooped in a lot of these games. So, it don't even matter. Now, so the July 8th game against the Mystics, she had 3 points and 6 rebounds. All right. 1 steal in that game, and she made a 3. All right. The Dallas game. Now, she only had 4 minutes, so we're not going to do that one. She only had 4 minutes in that one. The Dream game that I was referring to. Now, this was her most minutes through this point of the season, through her career. She had 25 minutes. She had 2 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. 2 blocks in that game. Did she have any 3-point attempts? She had 1 3-point attempt. But she was really bad from the field. She was like 1 for 8 in that game. Okay. But that was a I won't say, okay, that wasn't a good game for Maddy, but it was a good game for experience, which I think helped her in the long run, having at least being out there about 25 minutes. That game, that was the game where I think the Sky had their worst defeat of all time, or something like that. That was where they got drilled by the Dream, like 86-49. They couldn't get past 50 points in that particular game. So y'all know, I mean, as Sky fans, y'all know how bad that one was. Let's keep going though. So I don't want to make this video too long, y'all. Try not to make it like 20 minutes because I want to put it up today. Let's keep going, y'all. Minnesota. So this was actually her best game up until this point. Okay, up until July 22nd, when they came back from the All-Star break. She had only 12 minutes in this game, but she had 9 points. She made, she was 3 or 4 from the field, made it 3 in that game, had 1 rebound. That was her best performance up to that point. All right? And that was just in 12 minutes. That was pretty impressive. So that was against the Lynx. It's funny how her and Lucy also had their best performances against the Lynx defense. Crazy. Now, the next game they faced Seattle. She had 25 minutes in that game as well. Now, this game wasn't particularly too good for her either. She had 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. But bought it on the defensive end. She was 1 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3 in that game. All right. Now, that was with 25 minutes on the floor. So she tied her career high in minutes. I remember watching that game, and I still thought she was struggling shooting-wise, but she still performed defensively well for me. And it was like that in the next game against the Fever. 23 minutes in that game. Y'all saw this game for y'all Fever fans. She had 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 steals in that game, 2 of 6 from the field, didn't make a 3. She had 1 3-point attempt. And that was the game where she did a really good job on the perimeter playing defense. Because I think in that particular game, that was where people saw that maybe this is the best perimeter defender on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the game where some of the things you saw out of Notre Dame, defensively, that to me was the game. That to me was the game. All right. Now, she didn't have many minutes against Washington, so we're not going to go over that one. She only had 6 minutes. That was Angel Reese's last game that she played. Now, the next 2 games she played. So, 14 minutes against the Golden State Valkyries, had 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 or 2 from the field, no threes. Okay. Not as many minutes as when she was getting over 20. But that particular game, it was sort of like, I just really feel like she wasn't even getting the ball or opportunity to shoot in that game. But again, defensively, I thought she did pretty well. And so far, she's had more of an impact than me on the defensive side through this point. Now, yesterday's game, I think, is the best game, personally. I mean, you could say the Lynx one was her best, too, because she did it in just 12 minutes. But I personally think this is the best game she's had in her career so far. This one right here against Phoenix. I think this is her best game against her sister. 22 minutes, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 block, 3 of 6 from the field, shot 2 threes in that game. She was 2 of 5 from the 3, and only had 1 personal foul. Because one of the problems with Maddy sometimes, when she comes in the game, she's very handsy. And, you know, rookies, they always get called for fouls. You know, the referees, you know, it's kind of like a pecking order type thing with the referees, whether they call a foul on you or not. You know. And Maddy's trying to get adjusted to playing defense without fouling. You know, that happens to a lot of rookies. So, that's what she was going through. Right? So, for Maddy, right, that's going through all her like stats, all right, and that doesn't tell the whole story on how she's been playing. Because, like I said, you got to watch the games in order to see the way she's actually playing on defense, right? But she's got a lot of she's got some steals, she's got some blocks in here, man. For her defensive stats, I think overall, what's her 3-point percentage this year? What's her 3-point percentage? She's shooting at a 33.3 percentage clip. That could go up. I think that's not too bad for Maddy. I think she's got the capability of being like 38%. I think she does. I think she got the capability of being 38 to 40% from 3. I think she got the capability. Let me go over Hailey Van Lith real quick. Let me see. I want to start with that Connecticut game that she had. So she had 24 minutes in that game. That's the game where she had 16 points. That's the last time I talked about her on the channel and did a dedicated video for it. That was her best game of her career, that Connecticut game so far. 16 points, 5 rebounds in that game, 1 assist. Since then, Washington, the next game, she had 26 minutes, only 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Against Phoenix, the next game, she had 21 minutes, 4 points, 3 assists in that game. Against Atlanta, not the July Atlanta, it's the June Atlanta. She had 8 minutes, 2 points. I'm not even going to go over that because she didn't have enough minutes. Against the Sparks, she had 14. She had 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Against the Golden State Valkyries, the next game, 13 minutes, 5 points, 1 assist. Sparks game, she only had 5 minutes. Minnesota 4. Washington 3. Dallas 8 minutes. Minnesota, in that same game, no, that was a different game. That was a different game against Minnesota. Because the Scout was facing Minnesota like 4 times in 1 month. It was crazy. I think this is the game before the game for the All-Star break. Now, this is where it's real comparable between her and Maddy. The Atlanta game that I was telling y'all about, the day camp game in July before the All-Star break, where they got beat 86-49, she had 21 minutes in that one, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Not too shabby. Not too shabby on the offensive end. The 22nd, she was against Minnesota. 27 minutes. This is her highest minute total so far. I think of her career so far. She had 27 minutes in that game against Minnesota. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. That might actually be her second best career game of her career. I think that might be the second best. The rookie showed out against Minnesota in that game, the last Minnesota meeting of the season. The Storm, she had 24 minutes, 8 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists. And then in his last game against Phoenix, where she returned, she had 17 minutes, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So when you look at the both of them, now remember, Hailey is a guard, so she's expected to score more and have more field goal opportunities than Maddy. I think in this situation, man, when I evaluate both of them, especially as all-around players, I think Maddy's got her beat. I honestly think Maddy's got her beat at this point. I think Maddy's been the better rookie. Because Hailey was expected to do, I think, a lot more than what she's done through this point. But I also feel like, I think what's going on right now with Maddy, I think the confidence in her shot right now is not there. And I don't know if she's just tired for the college season, because she did a lot at TCU this year, like Caitlin Clark did at Iowa. I don't know if it, because she's been hurt in and out of the lineup, not enough minutes to get in rhythm. I don't know. I think next year will be a better year to see if Hailey comes back. I think one of the things that Hailey needs to do, she definitely needs to lose a little bit of weight. She looks a little chunkier out there. Like sometimes she looks like a slightly smaller Rachel Banham. Like I'm looking at, I'm like, wait a minute, is Rachel Banham in the game? Because they both got blonde hair, and I'm like, oh, that's Rachel Banham, and Rachel Banham way thicker. But sometimes I be getting them mixed up, man. Like I think Hailey always been kind of chunky, but I think Hailey needs to get in better shape a little bit next season. Like I was talking about Grace Berger in the previous video. I like how Grace Berger's been keeping herself in shape. I think she needs to do that. Now, Maddy, to me, from where, the reason why I'm also saying I think she's a little bit ahead of Hailey in her development is because Hailey was a second-round picked a few picks behind Hailey. She's a second-round pick. 22 years old. Right, Hailey's 23 Hailey's actually going to turn 24 inside of the season. Her birthday, we're both Virgos. Her birthday is a week after mine, on September the 9th. That's when she turns 24. So Maddy is 22 right now. She'll be 22 the rest of the season. Then she'll turn 23 going into next season. I think Maddy is more the rawer player, than Hailey is. Like, Maddy is one of those players where I think coming into the league, she needed to be developed. You know what I mean? Like, I think she came into the league needing to be developed. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, I literally think Maddy came into the league needing to be developed. You know what I mean, guys? So, I think Maddy, between the two, was the one that I felt like needed to be developed, right? I think she needed to be developed. And she's like a 2 to 3 year project almost. But Maddy, man, has she has like compared to her sister, she has more talent, natural talent, than her sister does. I think her sister works harder to get to where she was at, but her sister like 7 years older than her, you know. And so her sister has way more pro experience because she's been playing overseas. She's not a typical rookie. She's a 29-year-old rookie. You know what I mean? She had plenty of pro experience overseas. Just not WNBA experience. But Maddy is, like, her ceiling is higher. Like, her ceiling is really high because she's a 6'3" body, right? 6'3" body. And I think she could guard multiple positions, like at least 3 positions. And so you got somebody like, bro, you could probably develop her. I'm not saying her game is like Alana Smith, but I think she could become similar to that. But also, Maddy is a good perimeter defender. So you could have her cover these stretch bigs like Chloe Bibby in the league and stuff like that. Her sister, who's kind of a stretch big, and and like an Emma Meesema as well, or Alana Smith herself. Like, she could guard these types of big forwards that like to get out on the perimeter. You know what I mean? And then I think offensively, I think she can become a 3-and-D player like Citron. I think that's her ceiling right now. That to me is her ceiling. It's Sonia Citron, her old teammate at Notre Dame. I'm not saying she's going to be as good as Sonia. They're really not even the same player because Sonia plays more like a guard. I'm not even saying they're the same player. But what I'm saying is I think she could develop something similar into that. And I think that I think it'll be great. Especially when you bring Sifka here. I think that'd be a great complementary player for Sifka in the future. Like in the next 2 or 3 years. I think that'd be a great complimentary player for Sifka. And I see what, like, Jeff P, I know a lot of people want Jeff P fired and all that stuff, and I don't blame. And it's really like the Angel Reese fans hate Jeff P. But, like, us older Sky fans, because I go back to the Elena Deladon days, in really Epiphany Prince. Like, I remember Epiphany Prince. A lot of these Sky fans these Angel Reese fans don't even know who the hell Epiphany Prince is. Some of them probably don't even know when I bring up the name. They know Elena Deladon and Allie Quigley and stuff. But they don't know Epiphany Prince, who was here before Elena Deladon. Epiphany Prince used to get buckets. Right? I go back that far with the Sky. And so a lot of these Angel Reese fans, they don't like Jeff P. It's similar to Caitlin Clark and Steph White right now. It's a divide there between those two sides. But honestly, I was saying this back in April, and I'm speaking from a neutral standpoint, an outside perspective. Jeff P has made a lot of bad decisions. Let's be honest about that. He's made the worst decision I think he made was trading Sonia Citron, that draft pick, for Ariel Atkins. I think that was the worst decision. I think that's the one he's never going to live down. Right? He's made some bad decisions. And honestly, I don't think firing Teaspoon is a bad decision. I think Teaspoon's way overrated by Angel Reese fans. I think she is. I don't think she was that good. I think she needed to be fired. That locker room was not together. It's her job to keep that locker room together. And she didn't do that. She failed with that. But I will say that You know, because Chrissy Sads, you can say all you want about Chrissy Sads, but Chrissy Sads kept that goddamn Indiana Fever locker room together last year. Look how torn it is this year. I think as a coach, your job is to keep your locker rooms together. And Sydney Johnson has done that with Washington. I've seen Natalie DeCoste do that. And she's had a lot of turnover with her players on the Valkyries. There's been a lot of turnover with the Valkyries in just one season. They always got a new face on their team. They just got this girl, Charles. I'm like, where are you bringing these players from? Like, every time I look at the Valkyries, I'm like, who is this? Who's this? Who's this? Who's this? They always got a new face on their team. But Natalie knows how to get the most out of her players, no matter who comes in there. Nate Tibbetts, you know, these are really good coaches. And so, anyways, like, I think, and that's why I'm willing to give Tyler Marsh a little bit more time. He's a younger coach. People been getting on him and Chris Koklanis, but I'm like, give these dudes some time. They rookie coaches. They didn't come into the best situations. I think where Jeff P messed up, this team should have been rebuilding and not trying to compete for a title. Or just being competitive. They should have been rebuilding. Maddy and Hailey Van Lith should have been having way more minutes than what they've been having. You know what I mean? But I do believe that Jeff P might have nailed this Maddy draft pick. I don't know how Hailey is going to turn out here in Chicago, but I could tell you right now, I've seen enough for Maddy through this point where I think Maddy is definitely, I think he hit on that pick. Especially for a second round pick. I think he hit on her. I think he did a good job with that one. You can say whatever you want. You don't have to agree with me. But I think he hit it on with that one. Because I've seen enough for Maddy, especially in these last few games. I'm like, yeah, that girl has turned the corner. She's turned the corner in her career. You know what I'm saying? I still think she got a long ways to go. She's not quite there yet. A lot of the mistakes she's making is just rookie mistakes that you usually see, like turnovers and stuff like that. But I think Maddy, especially if she could play overseas, and I like the way Angel has actually been with Maddy. Like I could tell she's been teaching her up. They said Rachel Banham has been hanging out with the rookies. I hope they don't trade Rachel Banham at this deadline. It sounds like she's good with the players. I think you need to keep Rachel Banham for that reason. And then I think I like, because I remember I saw something in the July 8th Washington game. I remember when she was talking to Maddy, she was coaching her up. I like seeing that from Angel. You know what I'm saying? Because I think one of the things that Angel was saying last year was that the veterans weren't real, like they wasn't trying to help the rookies. Like they weren't trying to help her, Cardoso and Angel. I told you we got an old head problem in the league. We got an old head problem in the WNBA. We got to get these old heads on up out of here because they jealous. We got to get all of them, all those coaches that come from the old guard, get them the hell on up out of here. It's time for these tricks to go. A lot of them should have been retired. It's time for y'all to go. We ready for the new players. It's a whole new audience watching the WNBA. People want to see their college players. It's time for y'all to go. Get your ass on the fuck on up out of here. But Maddy so far is doing good. She's doing good. I won't say great, but she's doing good. And I've been impressed. And there's still enough time left in the season for her to develop, another month and a half. And we'll see how it goes. We'll reevaluate Maddy. We'll see how it goes. But don't give up on Hailey, though. Because I know a lot of people been down about Hailey. Don't give up on Hailey yet. Don't give up on Hailey yet. I think she's gonna do it. And people was talking about, man, he should have drafted Pow and all this other stuff, or whoever else was drafted behind the two rookies. And bro, if they came here, they would have been struggling too. I think Sonia Citron would have struggled if she came here. You know what I'm saying? It's the system. It's the system for these rookies. You know what I mean? Playing with Carl Zemesco in Atlanta for Pow was the best case scenario for Pow. That was the best case scenario for Pow, bro. She getting minutes with that dude. It plays into her game, which is she's a 3-point shooter anyways. It's a perfect system for Pow. This wouldn't have been good for Pow in Chicago. This wouldn't have been good. She would have been probably worse than Hailey. You know what I'm saying? And I think Hailey would have been better down there in Atlanta. I think Maddy, if she would have, because the way Nate Timmett's been playing as rookies, she probably would have been like her sister. Like, I think she would have been more developed by this point. A little bit more, I think she would have been at the next level that she's going to get to. But like I was telling y'all, she does need to play some off-season ball. For sure. She definitely got to play some off-season ball. I don't know where she's going to play. Unrivaled might not be too bad for her if Angel Reese could convince her to go down there. That might not be too bad for her, but I actually want to see her play overseas like her sister did. Because I want to continue to see her play 5-on-5. But we'll see how it goes for Maddy and Hailey in the future. But go on ahead and give me your thoughts. Give this video, damn man, I ended up doing a long video, man. This gonna end up being 30 minutes. I wasn't trying to do that, y'all. I was not trying to do that. God damn. But go ahead and give me your thoughts on this. Give this video a like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching Aces Ames. I gotta keep that Stephanie White video shorter then.